Well, this story is going to keep a couple of gentlemen very busy this week. That is Dr. Michael Kaplan and ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Dr. Kaplan, I want to start with you, and very simply, because we don't hear this word very often, what is an avulsion fracture?
Avulsion simply means pulling off bone. The ligament that holds the ankle together, there's several actually, they attach to bone. This one on the calcaneus, which is the heel bone. So instead of tearing ligament, it actually pulls off a little segment of bone. It hurts much like an ankle sprain. It's not a real fracture in the sense that a big bone is broken, although I'm told he has a compression injury also, which means the bone is pushed together so hard there is some failure of the bone itself. But it's more than just a sprain. My gut is he'll be in the boot at least a few days. If he comes back, probably limited. His ankle's been a limiting factor. I talked about it even last April when he had his surgery. I knew this was going to be some other problem for him.
Based on the video of him last night, he really could put no pressure on it when he was walking away from the podium. Just based on that and the fact that you're 6 days away, what is your best guess as to whether he could really actually play and be effective?
Yeah, I think it's a long shot. Yeah, I talked to Adam about this a little bit before. You know, if you saw his ankle after last game of last season, it was like a grapefruit. It was huge. It was swollen. My bet is that if he plays, it'll be limited. They can shoot him up. They can try to put him in some sort of wrap or splint. But this is a very painful thing. You saw he's limping. I think it's going to hold him out and maybe out even the game.
Doctor, a couple of things here. We're talking about Brett Favre, who started 291 straight games, and he seems to have come back from every injury that he's ever had. And granted, he just turned 41, so the age is getting up there, particularly for an athlete. But is there any way that somebody who has been as durable as Brett Favre, even he, can overcome an injury like this one that you say makes it a long shot for him to be able to play Sunday at New England against the Patriots?
You know, he's not going to be over it. To think that he's going to be well, I think, is folly. This guy can't be recovered in 6 days. Can they possibly manage it to the extent that he can get out there and be effective? You know, who knows? I mean, he's a tough guy. He's a warrior. He's put up with things before that everyone has had their odds against. They'll certainly can treat him. They'll inject him. They'll quiet down the soreness. But his ankle is in rough shape.
And that's Sunday, short term. What about long term? Is his ankle ever going to be healthy at all this season?
It's never, in my opinion, going to be healthy. But, you know, he's defied the odds. He's done things that most people can't do with many injuries over the past several years. So, you know, it's hard to count him out. I do think this is going to be his limiting factor going forward. To what extent, we'll have to wait and see.
And now without him, they're going to have to practice with DeVaris Jackson, taking the reps as the starting quarterback, and perhaps DeVaris Jackson going into New England as the starting quarterback. And they're at a critical point of their season. You just wonder if somehow, some way, Brett Favre is going to be able to pull out another medical miracle and defy even what you're saying to him at this point in time.
It would be that. A little bit of a miracle, I think.
That being said, NFL insider Adam Schefter and Dr. Michael Kaplan, I know you'll keep a very close eye on this story for us throughout the week.